Hi everyone, welcome to Anna's Cake Adventure. Today I will be making that lovely jellyfish topper, the one you liked on my Facebook and other cake decorating groups. I am thinking about you, so just wanted to share the tutorial. Hope you will like it. And to work with today's project I need liquid food coloring, 2 pairs of gloves, one latex, one cotton glove, silicone cap, measured up granules of isomalt in a pan, silicone spatula, half of my sphere silicone mold. I will be creating cap for my jellyfish here, and measured up 1.5 teaspoons of water, a cooking thermometer. Make sure it's accurate. It's very important when you work with isomalt. Please check it if it's worked properly before you work today. And I've got my baking tray here covered with 2 layers of silicone just to protect my surface from the heat of isomalt. And I will start by melting my isomalt. I've got my granules here set on medium-high heat, and I will add my water now and wait until bubbles appear. I want to stir it a little bit and also add my food coloring. I'm using my airbrush paint. It's based on water, so it's very good to work with isomalt, and I like that vibrant color as well. And bring it to the boil. And I'm boiling it until it reaches 160 degrees Celsius. That's the perfect temperature for that project. And my isomalt is ready now, and I'm gonna pour it into my silicone cup. And I have to wait a couple of minutes until my air bubbles disappeared. I want my isomalt to be completely clear, and here it is ready to work with. And I've got my silicone mold here as well, and 16-gauge wire. I will pour a little amount into my mold and a little drop on my silicone mat. So first I want to spread all the isomalt around my mold. I want to make sure it's all covered until very top edge, and I'm doing it until isomalt starts to thicken up and it won't be able to move anymore. And I need that wire here because that is my support for that jellyfish topper. That will be one of its arms, and it needs to be covered in isomalt as well. Make sure you plan ahead how tall and how long your tentacles you want, so your wire is long enough and doesn't bother and the rest of the parts of jellyfish tentacles. So that cup and its first layer is ready, and now it's time to see if the other drop of isomalt is ready to work with. But as you see, it's still quite a little sticky, so I need to wait a couple more seconds. And now it should be done. I'm gently pulling it from all sides This way it's gonna drop its temperature and it will be easier to work with. As you see, it's not sticking to the mat anymore. So I'm just pulling it slightly so it loses that temperature. And I will put it all back together and start pulling. I'm just twisting it and pulling to create that nice texture on it. I'm giving it a little bit of twist as well. This will be edge of that jellyfish cap, so I want it to be a little bit wavy, a little bit more natural look to that cap. And I'm trying to attach it to edges of silicone cap. Make sure it sticks to the other part as well. Both parts are still hot at this stage, so they are very pliable. It shouldn't be a problem to attach both those parts together. And I'm gonna pour a little bit more on Isomalt now again, and I will repeat the process with spreading that liquid around the sides, and this time I'm trying to connect both those parts together so they don't break later on, and they are connected very well. So I'm just twisting my cap and let the Isomalt cover the sides. And I've got my other drop of Isomalt cooling down on the mat already, and I will be covering my wire with it. So that should be ready now. And I will just gently push my wire inside the Isomalt drop. And move it slightly to the sides. This way it will get covered really well, even with sticky, still not completely cooled Isomalt. And that's what I want to achieve. Just pressing it a little bit into the wire, twisting it so it's again looking more natural. So that's ready here, and I will put it on the side for a few minutes to cool down completely. And I will wait a few more minutes to let that Isomalt cap cool as well. In the meantime, I will start working on my tentacles. The cap is cooled down a little bit, so now I can press my finger in and create that nice shape, kind of hole, to assemble all the tentacles in. It's all still quite soft at this stage, so make sure you've got something to support it, even if it's a silicone mat or any other soft tool that will not damage the rest of the decoration. You can use it to support your wire. And in the meantime, I'm working on tentacles. I simply pour a drop of Isomalt on the mat and pull it when it's cooled a little bit. Pull it slightly and squeeze it, twist it, just play with it shape. Give it a little bit of wave. And when you see your isomalt in a cup starts to thicken up, just use your fingers, get a little bit out and use the scissors to cut it off the rest of the isomalt. If you feel your isomalt gets really hard very quickly, it depends on your room temperature, melt it back again. I'm using a hob here, but you can melt it in a microwave. That will speed up your work as well. But I'm keeping my cup on the hob stove really now, standing there, so it's not losing so much temperature so quickly. It's just enough time to work on all those parts. So I've got 2 tentacles here now. You see I play with the shapes, try to create different length as well to make it look as much natural as I can, and I will repeat it with the rest of my tentacles. And that will be my last tentacle here. I see my isomalt is losing quite a lot of temperature, and it becomes very thick now. I think it's the best time to use a little bit of that isomalt to create last part of a jellyfish cup. I will attach another stripe, a kind of ribbon shape, to edges of my jellyfish cup. I'm making a teardrop shape in my hand, and I'm pulling tip of it, creating that ribbon flat shaped stripe, pulling it and attaching it into my jellyfish cup. As you see, it's quite thin, and that's what I want to achieve. That's why I was waiting for my isomalt to cool down quite a little bit more than the others. And now I will just reshape it, smooth it out, and this way I just created a lovely natural shape, as you see. That looks really beautiful now. So I will let all my parts cool quite a few minutes now until it's all set, and I will be working on attaching all those tentacles inside my jellyfish cup. So that's a great moment to take that silicone mold off my decoration. I'm trying to gently pull out the edges of it so the air can get inside, and it will make it more easy to get rid of that tight silicone mold around my isomalt decoration. So I'm just doing it very gently so I don't damage or break my cup. There you go, it came out really nicely. Here it is. So as you see, it's quite bubbly now. It's not a perfect glossy look, but you can heat it up with the blowtorch and it will have a lovely glossy surface. I'm not doing it at this stage because that's the look I really like now. I will just use my blowtorch to warm up each of those tentacles on one end, and I will be sticking those inside my jellyfish cup. So I'm just warming quite well each of those tentacles, and I'm pressing it gently down in my cup. So those tentacles are in different, they are in different length and weight as well. They've got different shapes, so that's why that silicone cup can be a great support for your decorations, because the weight on each part of a jellyfish cup is different, and this way will be easier to assemble all those parts inside. And again, I'm using a bit of extra help with support, just putting my small rolling pin under the tentacles to keep them facing up. And that's it. I'm leaving my jellyfish to cool down completely, so it's all nice and steady. And that's the part I really love. Decoration is completed. As you see, all the tentacles come out from the inside cup of jellyfish. It's really lovely decoration. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I'm looking forward to seeing your creations. I hope you will have a chance to work with that. It's very easy decoration to make. Hope you will get a courage to do it and try it at home. Thank you for watching, everyone, and bye for now.